yes, we will have Bangkok, Thailand coming up, and they will talk about why we need to kick off UX projects. I think that very often we do get into that feeling of business as usual, and then it becomes a grinder. And I think that milestones like a kickoff session can be very useful. So I'm looking really forward to what they will talk about that.
Yeah, me too. I hope we get into icebreakers and expectations and things like that. Anything that can make the project go wrong if you don't set it up right from the get-go.
Exactly.
So yeah,
exactly.
Let's see what happens.
If you're just joining now, this is 24 hours of UX. So we are a group of groups. Jesse Anton on my right, I don't know where he is for you situated, and myself, Peter Horvath, we are both based in Geneva, Switzerland. And we initiated this idea, but we're by no means the only organizers. There are 20 groups from all across the world. We've had already New Zealand, Munich, Budapest, Beijing, and we are still looking forward to San Francisco, Nairobi, Greece, and ourselves, Geneva as well.
Mm-hmm.
These are all local organizers who pre-COVID used to do their own physical events, month in, month out, to bring valuable content to their own communities. And now we teamed up because we share the same problem across the world. And so we teamed up to together be stronger than the sum of our parts, and also be able to bring you something that is maybe more digestible or manageable than just events scattered across multiple weeks or months in your calendar. It is also a great challenge to stay up 24 hours. We also have a lot of keynote speakers. We had already Jeff Bannon, we had Jeff Gothelf, we have had Phil Balatas. We are still looking forward for Susan Weinschenk, Indy Young, Brian Sullivan, AJ Wood, and Jay Knopp. So stay tuned because there are still a number of people to come. And there's also a lot of local teams that will be presenting as well. And we want to also thank our sponsors who are keeping this event free. And those include the main sponsors, UXtesting.io and Adobe XD. They were smart sponsors, meaning that they also connected us with the community, so a double thank goes out to them. And then there's also the associate sponsors, Big Design Event, which is held in the US, and Holistic and Whitespace, which are consultancies based in Switzerland. So I see Nigiri already from Nairobi here rooting, so very good. Nairobi will be coming up soon as well.
Right.
And I don't know if we already have parts of the Thailand, Bangkok people in the backstage.
They
because
are.
If you are here,
they are here.
Okay, then please feel free to start or request sharing so that we can see your and we can add you. Perfect. So Neer is here. Awesome. So Neer, I'm letting you on stage.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome. And what time is it now? What is your time now?
So for us, it's very comfortable. It's 2 p.m.
It's 2 p.m. and you wake up till the morning?
No, it wasn't that bad. Well, there won't be much sleep, but the focus is not on us. The focus is on you and the content. So I don't know if you will have other speakers joining as well, just so that we know, or will it be the two of you?
Yeah, there'll be another speaker join us with 3 people. 3 speakers.
Okay. So we'll wait. Are they joining right now already or later on?
They will be joined one by one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I'll
be introducing Thailand first.
So maybe I don't know if you have headphones. It would be great if you could join by headphone, because your audio is breaking up a bit, and I have the same issue.
Yeah.
And someone pointed out to me as well that I should be wearing it, and then it'll work a bit better.
See
you. Someone's mentioning that we next time probably should have a coffee or energy drink brand sponsor the event as well.
Yeah, that's actually a really great idea. Brought to you by Red Bull.
We ruined it now. Now Where's the incentive for them now?
No, yeah.
Brought to you by.
Yeah.
Okay. Second, we have this one.
Hi, is that better?
It is much better.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Very
Okay,
good.
cool.
So
Okay.
I will go into the background. We are sticking
will I.
around to help you with technical things and let in your other speakers, but the stage is all yours. Go
Okay.
ahead, Thailand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Peter. Thanks, Jesse.
Okay.
Okay.
ผมแชร์อยู่เน็ตนะ
มันแชร์อยู่
Yeah.
All right. We're just loading the
Alright.
presentation.
You can stay right here. Okay, this must be better. Okay. This
Okay.
is fine. Okay.
Okay, let's สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Thailand. Yeah, we are like 7 p.m. right now. And
Yeah.
We just finished our dinner.
Did you? Because I didn't had any. Did you have?
Have a little bit dinner, like one
Damn.
bite, and hurry up just here.
All right. So we are Non and Nia,
Yeah.
and we're here as a Thailand representative for today. So we are called UX Thailand, and we're a non-profit community of UX practitioners in Thailand, and we've been organizing monthly UX meetups for the past 2 years. So as you can see here, these are some of our latest UX events in December 2019, and we aim to share practices and knowledge for UX people to everyone.
So, on organizing the UX Thailand conferences, an annual event that brings the world-class UX expert to Thailand. As you can see in the picture, the above picture, there's Jared Spool and Dana Krisnell, who have been talking with us and have a workshop with us before last year, and also Melissa Perry, who the author of Escaping the Build Trap, as I see. Okay, she is also a speaker of our event the last year too.
Yep, and we are now planning.
A quick thing, can you maybe either expand or make or just zoom into your presentation or even share? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's perfect. And we will be looking at the questions on the event so that at the end we'll help you if any questions come up, because now you probably don't see them.
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks. Okay, so we are now planning for the 2020 event this year. And so we hope you guys stay tuned and visit our website or our Facebook page. And if you want to join us for our speakers, we are actively looking for speakers. And if you're interested in giving this awesome talk for all the UXers in Bangkok, just please contact us via our Facebook page.
Okay, let's talk about today's topic. We have why we need a kickoff section for UX projects. Many times we look over the fact that the design project need a good start. Yeah. When people are on different pages, teams are getting lost. They don't know what they're doing. Our boss don't know what the point of the project is, and they're just getting lost. So what the point of the project is?
Yeah, so when you don't understand the user's benefit enough, you don't understand the business objectives, then the design processes get stuck. And even worse, they have to start the process all over again.
So we have to kickstart project the right way, right? There's tons of frameworks and tools in the world that we could use to make the UX process get better and make sure they're in good shape. And it's just not easy to pick one of them.
Yeah, and how to avoid these mistakes then, right? Mistakes of having to use them. And why do we need a kickoff session? Does it really help? Let me introduce you to our speakers for Bangkok sessions.
Here, our speaker from Bangkok session, Mr. Nak from CEO of Enhancer. Enhancer is a UX design agency that uses design thinking to simplify complexity and create delightful experience for customers.
Our second speaker is Kun Pak Udom Panit, Senior UX Researcher at Phenomena, a Thai fintech startup in digital wealth management platform.
And our third speaker is Kun Pit Ratanathikun, founder of Praxis Design. Praxis is a UX consulting agency that helps businesses overcome UX challenge with user research and interaction design process.
All right, our speakers will share with you the Kickoff framework and experiences of using these frameworks in the real-world projects. A Kickoff meeting is an opportunity to introduce the UX process, list and format of the deliverables, and project control and change management processes.
Beginning with pre-preparation, going through the follow-up, we will explain why, packed with example and practical implications. So let's hear what our speaker have to say.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, just feel free to ask us in the chat room.
Okay. Kun Nat, are you here?
Our very first speaker.
Yeah, our very first speaker. Can you
I'm opening up.
Yeah,
Hi.
thank you.
Hello. Can everyone hear me?
Oh, hi. Hello.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. That's wonderful. Yeah. You ready?
Yep. Let me do the sharing.
Yeah. You can share the screen now. Yeah.
All right. Hi, everyone. Oh, we got lots of people. We got people from Singapore, got people from Dallas, Texas.
From Nigeria. Yeah.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Okay.
So, okay, let's get started. Mismatch, what do you think? Well, we need the kickoff session.
Sure. Well, first off, thanks for this opportunity for inviting me to talk today. Now I know that our time is limited, so let's get started. So I think to answer your question, it comes down to just two words: how much. So as a CEO of a design agency, I normally get call and typically go like this: Hi, I'm the owner of product such and such. I need to redo a UX on my website. How much would it cost? How long would it how long would it take you to do? And my answer would be, let's know each other more. Because there is no one size fit all for the UX design process. Each client is very different, and picking the long UX process can go very long way. Because I have to tell you, UX is not it's not a cheap process. It requires a lot of resources, a lot of detail. So we have to really pick the right process for each client. So that is where the kickoff section comes in. For kickoff section, it's normally happen right before the start of the project. So it's really the first time that we, the agency, meet with the client. And in this time, normally you meet with the big guy of the client company. So it would be the CEO, with the MD of the company, and it could be the only time that they show up at the meeting, and then the next time you meet them would be at the end of the project. So it is very crucial to get all the insight or the business direction out. So typical meeting in the image I have on the screen would not do it. We need something more engaging, something that can help everyone speak out and also help everyone focus on the topic. That is where framework come in. So for my company, we used to use this framework called contact mapping framework. It is a good framework to get perspective from different sides. I can have business team sharing their goal, product team sharing the strength of the team, UX team of the client sharing the information about the user and customer, the marketing team sharing about the distribution channel. And it typically go like in the image that I show on the screen. It's a very active workshop section. A lot of could be 10 to 20 people come sharing this idea. And it takes around 2 hours to finish this canvas. But then today, as you know, we have to work more remote with the COVID-19 situation. 2 hour section doesn't work for me anymore. So I have to redesign this framework and find something that fit more to the situation. So, we take inspiration from the first framework, and also you would look familiar to the value proposition canvas, and we develop our own framework called context canvas that more focused, and our goal is to be able to conduct this section within 20 minutes. Okay. I'm going to go walk through and give you a little bit of example of this canvas. So when I start with something very simple, the project name and the timeline. Even though it's simple, if sometimes I forget to talk about timeline and talk about all the points, but then in the end, the client say we have only like 15 days to do this project, so everything just go to start. So don't forget the timeline part, very important. Then the second part that I would go to is the understanding their product, starting with the goal, the value proposition, and the core feature that they have. Then I would start move to the right part with the customer and the user. I would ask what they already know or what they think of their user and who are their customer, so they can share it to me. Then it come back to UX obstacle. So looking from their own perspective, what do they think is the current problem now that prevent them from succeeding their goal? So when I have all the information, with typically it not go 1, 2, 3, it kind of jump back and forth. I don't take all of this canvas as a fact. I take it as an assumption, as a hypothesis or assumption, because it comes from the client perspective. It's not just you as a UX designer, you need to validate them. But I can start connecting the dot between each node that I have in here. The more that I can connect, the stronger the assumption is. So for example, we have here the project timeline is 1 month. So I just go to look in the scope of 1 month, what goal is most visible, what value proposition should we look at first, the core feature, the issue that we should look at. Then that would help me scope down or see what else is missing from this canvas. So after I see what already there, what already missing, I can then suggest to the client what process do we need. For example, if client already know I have some profile of the client, but he or she doesn't know their pain point or their motivation, I would suggest them to use user interview technique to help them understand more. Later on, build a persona to communicate the finding to everyone else. Or if they say that they have a lot of usability problem, but then it's very vague what it is, then I would suggest them to do a usability test and go on from that. Or if their value proposition is not so strong, I would suggest them something like ideation workshop, or my favorite tool is the Google Design Sprint to get new idea for them. So now with the Kickoff framework, I can see what is missing, and I can suggest them the right plan for them to move on. Ooh, the image missing. But so the key takeaway, I think there are 3. Regardless what framework you use, I think it's just 3 things for the kickoff section. First is that you need to build the shared understanding. Especially clients have a lot of technical term or the jargon. You need to establish that connection and understand that jargon right away, so that later on in the project you speak the same language with them. Second, the whole reason why you do UX design is that you want to go beyond requirement. You don't just listen to what the clients say that you have to do 1, 2, or 3, but you listen to their need and find something that better for them and also better for the user. Lastly, you have to set up the right direction for the project that is efficient and also right to answer their goal. So that's it, Nia. Do you have any question or want me to go more detail on certain point?
That's awesome, Matt. I have a few questions for you. How about what is the hardest part of this section? You go run to the conduct it.
Oh, okay. The hardest part is getting the CEO of the client to step up from their chair and move to the whiteboard and start writing down. That is the hardest part.
All right.
Totally, I understand that.
But it's also very important.
Why CEO should attend? Why
my trick.
attend this? Yeah. Sure, please.
Sorry.
Why
sorry.
should? Do you hear me?
Because why CEO should also engage because they are the key decision makers. So they are the one who have the direction of the company in their head. So it's better to get them to share why intersection, because if you move forward with the project and then go the wrong direction, it's like it could go all the wrong way. And back to what I'm going to say, that the technique that is impossible for them to jump right to the workshop with you, because they are the CEO. But you have to take it slow. You do your own. You start inviting people, and then slowly toward the end of the workshop, they will want to join. They will want to even draw stuff on the board to share it with you.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, thank you, Kunat, for joining us today.
All right.
Yeah, we have our next speakers. Not sure she's here yet. Our lady, คุณผักมายังครับ
ให้เรา summarize ตอนนี้
Sure. Please.
All right, so just to summarize from Nat, so the framework goes from timeline, and then you think about the product, and then you ask the customers or the users, and then you find out what UX obstacles there are. So these are not in like specific steps, so you can jump around with it and see afterwards, connect the dots afterwards, as Nat has said. And what you need to do is to find the missing piece and suggest the right plan for the customers to move on with.
Exactly. This คุณผักไม่แน่ใจ have a problem with the video. Yep. Okay, we just wait for a second. If anyone have a question, feel free to write down in the chat box.
Yep. And we have 2 more speakers coming up.
Okay.
Hi. Thank you for having me today. I'm so excited now.
Yeah, I know it. Me too. So, okay, this is your stage now.
Your stage now, yes.
Okay, I will share the screen first.
Sure.
Okay. Do you
have a lot of fans?
Yeah, you have a fan club here.
Yeah.
You have a lot of fans here.
Oh my God, they're so excited. Do you see my screen
this
now?
Is your stage now. Yep, I can see your screen.
Okay, let's get started. That's why I need the kickoff session. Okay.
Is this okay right now? Give me a message, people in the chat room.
Let me see. Okay. You still see Lean Canvas, right?
Yep.
Okay, and I will continue speaking about that, why I should Lean Canvas, okay? And this one is to help you guide through the current business landscape and about the user goal as well. This is a very, very good tool for start doing the project. But for today, with the limited of time, today I will show you the selected topic from the Lean UX Canvas that you must gather before doing the UX project. Okay, do you see the canvas now? Okay, for this part, I choose like 4 topics. which is business problem, user and customer, hypothesis, and business outcome. And let's see how it's used. Firstly, I think this is very important for start doing your project. What is the problem that you have? And I add for the objective as well, because sometimes the problem can turn to the objective that can give to the team. For business problem part is like, what is the problem that have, and what is the goal that team want to achieve. Secondly, it's about the user and customer, who is like your user and customer that use your product. It can do like a user representative of your product. When you're doing the design work, so you know who you're gonna design for, especially when you do like a UX research project. You want to interview with them or testing with them. This will help you a lot, because you can use like the feature of your user can become like the criteria for doing the UX research project and recruit them for it. After that is about the hypothesis. This one is the one, this is very important, because when you have the hypothesis, so you can do like your design work as well, because the hypothesis is a description of your assumption. Maybe it can come as an existing data as well. For example, like if you see the heat map, show that no one clicked in your button, maybe you can shape an hypothesis like this button is not working anymore. How can we make it better? Something like that. And lastly, is about the business outcome, or I said it as a measurement. The metric that can help you validate this hypothesis is important as well, because you can validate what is the success of your product. Okay, it's not only from this. From my part, I think there are something that very important as well that you need to gather in the kick-off session, which is this one. Because sometimes people forget about something that project related, like timeline. This is very important, because you need to know how long is this project first, so that you can plan the positive plan for that afterward. Secondly, is about the resource. This one is like you can get to know capability of your product, who gonna do which task, and get to know more about your team member, what is their specialization, so that you can put the right man into the right job. Okay, and lastly is about key stakeholder. I think this one is very beneficial, because if you know who is key stakeholder in the product, when you have like problem or you have need like any assistance, you can approach to the right person. Like from my experience, I didn't gather for the key stakeholder list, right? And why I was doing the project is like, I need some data and I don't know who should I come to. And after that, when I know like who should I come to already, but they said like, if you need this data, you have to wait for 2 more weeks. And it's like, oh my God, 2 weeks is my deadline. Something like that is one of my lessons learned from it as well. Okay, and let's see how did I apply this thing to the project. It's very, very like important that how can you apply it to make it like suit with the context that you have. From kick-off session to the UX plan, how can I plan it? Let's see first. I have to say that when I do this project, we have like a 2 product. Firstly, is about the homepage, and another one is the product that can create our revenue. So the thing is, we want people to come from the homepage that contain some content that user can have it, and then they convert themselves to our customer, which is in our product, our product. Yeah. And the problem is right now we have like quite low conversion rate. Moreover, we gather like the feedback from our user as well that they cannot find the way to go to our product from our homepage. This is the thing that we think why we should solve this problem. So the objective is to increase conversion rate. Yeah. And secondly, user and customer is quite easy because right now we have subscriber who subscribe our homepage already. So we think they as a potential customer that they can turn to our customer. So yeah, this is our target group. After that is about hypothesis. From the existing data that we have the feedback from user that the homepage cannot find a way to go to our product. So that we believe that if we change the CTA and make it like more accessible and obvious, so maybe conversion rate will increase. And this one will be reflect on the design that we're gonna test with user as well. Lastly, business outcome and measurement. Okay, in this project, I divide it into two groups. The firstly is the business metric, the metric that business want, and another one is UX project metric, because I have to do like the UX project by myself, right? So I have to know what is the key success of my project as well. As you see, business metric is the conversion rate, right? They want it to increase conversion rate. But for the UX metric, because we do the design that we change the CTA, make it more obvious. So the thing that should have is user can find the CTA in our new design and go to the product that we want them to go. So we use it as a success rate. If we test it and user can find the CTA, so it's done. And let's see how I apply from the kickoff session to the UX plan. As you see right now, we have like 1 month already, and we plan it like within just 1 month. And then in the design, we gather like from our hypothesis and existing data that we have, and we create the one that we think it makes more sense. And after that, we test with it. We should like usability test because we would like to find the findability of the CTA. So this is the reason why we choose usability test to test our product. And after that, we can measure our hypothesis as well. Is it good or bad? Something like that. And after that, you can improve the design from the usability test, and then you can launch and measure it again. At this point, you can measure about the business metric as well. Is the conversion rate is truly increased or not? And from all of this is the reason why we have to have a kickoff meeting to generate this plan which is like this. For me, because after I gathering all these requirements, it makes my life much more easier. Lastly, I have like one last thing that I would like to tell you guys is my key takeaway. Gathering context as much as you can, it will make your life much more easier, like the picture that I put on that. Okay, and from my experience, Lean Canvas is the one interesting tool that helped me to achieve this, and is very good for startup environment that you have to like build, measure, and learn, because this canvas can shape like your objective by business problem, which is help you a lot to make people have the same picture as you see. Okay, that's all from my part now.
Right. Thank you, Park.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I need to be
you.
back in the, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have a few,
Okay.
a few questions for you.
Yeah,
Hey,
sure.
quick question. Will your speakers will they be in the session, all of them, or?
After this, right?
Yes.
I'm not sure, but I will be there.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I will
Okay.
take in there. I have some few questions for you.
Yeah, sure.
How to in the kickoff session? They have a lot of people like the business guy
Yeah.
from the design guy. So how to balance between business side and the design side? Feel less chaos for me.
Yeah, actually, I think this is the reason why we need to have a kickoff, because we can share like our opinion, and we can share like what is the thing that you should concern, and moreover, we know about the limitation of each team as well. And when we have like a thing that we think is in the middle already, so we can start doing like the project afterward. It's really important. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Okay,
So
thank you.
That's all from us. Thank you again. So if you guys are hearing echoes, we've been seeing a lot of echo comments. Reload your page, and I think that would solve the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, before we go into our third speaker and our last speaker of the day.
Mr. Kuntis, my manager, you can come right now.
Yep. So just to summarize from what Park has said earlier, so she's been using the Lean UX Canvas and picking out the 4 main points: the business problems and objective, user and customers, hypothesis, and business outcomes. And then when she finished with that, she plugs it together with the timeline, the resources, and key stakeholders. And that's the main canvas that Park has been using.
All right.
Okay, so we are still waiting for our third speaker. If you have any questions, just please put in your comments in the section over there, or we will be here in the session afterwards.
Yep,
So
exactly.
If you have any questions, just fire away.
For the slide we will share the download link after this. We are working on it. Meanwhile, while the speaker are talking, we just doing that.
Hello.
Wait a second.
I have some problems with my camera.
Yeah, hi.
I don't know. Yeah, but I'll just use this one. This is my
Hello.
not very good laptop camera, but it works, I guess. Can you hear? All right.
It's good. It's good.
Let me try to share my
screen.
screen.
Great.
Here we go.
Okay, we are going to share Park's slide as well. So we're going to share all the speaker slides afterwards.
So
all right.
Let's get started.
Okay, thank you, guys.
All right, take it away.
Just to give you some introduction about myself, my name is Pitch, and I'm a founder, design research lead of a company called Grassroots Design. So basically, we are a Bangkok UX consulting agency. What we do is that we do a lot of user research, usability testing, design, but just the ugly part of the design, which is like the wireframe, the interaction and information design part. We don't do the beauty part, like the UI part or the pixel perfection part. That's not our expertise. So typically our clients ranges from like finance to government organizations to startups. So it's kind of like we got a variety of clients that we usually serve. And so the topic today about the kickoff sessions, right? So to us, it's such an essential part for any project, because we have so many types of clients, and then we cannot expect every one of our clients to really understand what we are going to be delivering. So we have basically 3 main reasons why we really need to conduct kickoff session for every single project that we start with our clients, especially for new clients that we never worked with before. The first reason why we really need to have this kickoff session is because of mismatching expectations. Yeah, as I said, a lot of times clients had no idea what we are doing, even though when we first talk about the head guys or the person in contact with us to hire us, and those people understand what we do. But then when we start working, especially with big organizations, there are a lot of people in there, right? And we cannot expect that all of them really understand what we do. A lot of time they think that we will deliver beautiful UIs. So you're going to change the buttons or to change the homepage to look more modern, right? And that's not exactly what we do. So this is an opportunity for us to actually align the expectation between us and them, to let them know that, okay, here's the part that we do. We really focus on, cleaning up your information, making your website usable and something like that. And also another part is the hidden agenda part. To me, this is one of the most important reasons why, we really need to have kickoff meetings, because based on our experience, all of our stakeholders, our client stakeholders usually have some kind of hidden agenda. It's not always that, all the clients and all the stakeholders will be focusing on the user and want to make the best products possible for their users. It's not quite possible, right? Like a lot of times people hire us to do website, and what's first on their mind is that they just want to have more beautiful website to sell more. And that's not exactly the UX problems, right? That's more marketing problems. So that if we understand these early on before the project actually really start, then it makes our life much easier so that we know what, what they expect and what they want. And sometimes, sadly but true, a lot of times our clients just, look at their competitors and think that, oh, the competitors have much better, much cooler applications. We need to have the same thing. And then they never even think about their user at all. So that's also something that we know that, okay, that's going to be the challenge along the road. And then the second reason is about mindset shifting. As I said, right, like a lot of times they just focus on marketing first. Doing a kickoff session is an opportunity for us to actually change their mindset to think about their users more and the problems that the product is going to tackle. And also, it's also a opportunity for our team to actually change our mindset as well. Because as being a UX consulting agency, me and my team, we are such an UX freaks. We focus a lot on, like solving problems and then users. And many times we also forget about the business too, because the clients hire us so that we can benefit their business. So having an opportunity to hear the clients from the business side also help us to not getting too, geeky about the UX process that we will be conducting later on. And then the third reason is to establish trust with the client's team, because, at the end of the day, we're still an external party coming in to serve them. And for UX problems, right, it's not just that we can solve everything. We also need collaboration with the client's teams. And then in order to collaborate with them efficiently, we really need to earn them trust. And then the best way to earn trust from them is to listen to them, right? We start off by actually let them talk about what's on their mind, and we listen to them, trying to understand from their perspectives. And that's the best way for anyone to actually open up so that we can, go in and then tell them later on what to do. So let me go to the framework that we use. So I would say that the framework that we use is pretty similar to what Kun Pak and Nat mentioned earlier too. But the framework that we at Praxis use is that this one is called Product Vision Board by Roman Pichler. And this is kind of like a more simplified version, right, of those two mentioned. And the reason why I like this one is because it's pretty simple. Like, we don't need to kind of go through all the details of the features or the problems or anything like that from the first day, right? Especially for the solutions or the features that product's going to have, because that's the part that we're going to be helping them shape by, starting everything from the problems of the clients and doing research and stuff like that. Let me go to the next slide. So this one is a little more zoom in. As you can see, like these kind of tackle a product from different perspectives, right? From vision to target groups and user needs, product and business goals. And then, so this is a good framework, especially if you are, if you and your team have UX capability and business people and everybody kind of on the same page, then you guys can start using this frame right away. But for our clients, most of the time, we are not on the same page. So we have to kind of facilitate and lead our clients to go through all of these questions, right? From vision to target groups to needs to product and stuff. But then later on, we found that, most of the times our clients usually fixate on the business goals or the products, because they usually hire us because they have some business agenda or they have some things, some features, some ideas that they have. So we changed our approach by starting from the end and going backward, starting from business goal and product. So that it's easier for them to open up, to talk about the things on their mind. And then we start forcing them to think about users more. And after that, we talk about the vision, which most of the time our clients don't think much about that. So that if we already look at about all those 4 pillars that contribute to the vision, then it's not too hard to come up with a vision. And this is an example of how we do it. This is for a kickoff session for a government organization that we help them redesign their website. So as you can see is that we try to get everybody, all the key decision makers in the same room even those people from the IT team or the design team, so that we can try to understand their hidden agendas, everybody's hidden agendas. And then we use different colors of Post-it notes, like to color code, and we assign one color for each area that we talked about, like pink color for vision, purple color for target group, and something like that. And then we go through each area one by one together and let the client use the corresponding color. And when we finish all those areas, then we ask them to come out and post them on there, and we start grouping them so that it's easier to understand, like, what are the total hidden agendas in terms of business or in terms of target group and stuff like that. Oops, sorry. Oh, all right. Okay, so, and then what we also learned on the way is that we also need some more areas to tackle for the kickoff sessions. The first area that we add to the product vision board is the competitors. This is also something pretty easy for our clients because they usually know who their competitors are. But then it also helps us to really understand where they are seeing themselves. Like many times they were just looking at, those like global level startups applications, or look at those like world-class websites, and they think they can do the same thing. So we'll ask them to list all their competitors first. And then the other two areas that we also add to the product vision board is the strengths and the weaknesses of their team, to let them evaluate their situation. Right? Like if you think you can create the same, quality of the website as Google, then let's look at your team. Like, what is the strength of your team? What is the benefit that you have over your competitors? And what about the weaknesses? Like, do you have only 2 developers in your team? You have 0 UX designer, and you think you can like compete with Airbnb or Uber? Is that really, sort of like get them to come back to the ground from daydreaming. And we found that this is quite efficient, so that we balance the expectation that they have, not to have too much, which will result in more challenge for us along the road in the future. So just the key takeaways I have here is that so whenever you start any UX project, I find that having a kickoff session, getting everybody, all the key decision makers in the same room, is a very, very useful thing to do, because you can get to understand their hidden agenda. What is it that is really important for them? And if you understand that much earlier, it makes life much easier on the way. And also it's also an opportunity to have an open floor, so that they start talking to you, and then they will feel being listened to. And you definitely need to actually listen to them too, not just let them talk and you don't listen, right? You also need to listen to them to earn them trust. So that is much better on the way afterwards. And also another thing that we found is that, all these frameworks that we talked about, it's just a tool, like basically there might be different areas.
I don't know if others are having the issue as well.
Hello?
No
Okay.
one's
You're
been.
back.
Okay,
okay.
I'll give the right. I should give you back the screen, right?
It's stop.
Right,
All
here we
right.
go. Yeah,
Just
right.
about
Thanks.
like last slide.
Yeah. So I think we're cool. I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright,
Sure, but we will share slide no matter. Sure.
Alright.
We have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Who should be attend in this session?
Who should be attending this session? Right?
Who should be attending this session? Yes.
Right. So basically, yeah, as I agree to Kun Pak too. Every key decision maker is possible. I use the term possible because it's not always right that we can get a privilege to get everyone in the room. Why? Because many times, right, a lot of projects that we had in the past fell because we came up with a lot of design ideas based on user needs and stuff, and then someone in the company never understood what we do, come in and said, no, I don't like that, and that's it. So we really need to get as many people as much as possible. Even someone who are from the IT team, who could be like who know the insights about how the company works, also helps too. Yeah. So basically, anyone who can make decision that affects the product.
Yeah, include CEO, right?
If possible, yeah. But then, sometimes some CEOs, they don't touch the product, so that's okay, because that's not the key decision maker of the product. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Great.
thank you for your session.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share.
Sure.
Awesome. All right, just to do a little summary of pitch.
So I'll just sleep after
So
that.
okay.
There you go.
So the product vision board, he starts with the business goals, and then moving on to product, then the needs, then the target group, and then you calculated the vision after that. And what he did is he added 2 more things. So the first one is competitors, so that we understand where they're seeing themselves, where the customers are seeing themselves. And then we added the strength and weakness of the team, so that they can evaluate their own resources. So that is the framework from pitch. Thank you very much.
That's it for today. We have a lot of resources and slides. We are just post our slide in the chat box, so you can download that. Hi, Peter.
Yes.
All right.
How many copies do you have today?
Oh, I'm not counting, but we're not halfway through yet, I think. Or getting there at some point, but not yet. I see that some people are asking questions about how do you apply this in a quarantine and all that. So I propose that anyone who still has questions, you will be able to, in a few minutes, go with near to the sessions. So you can click on this, you can hit the sessions tab on the left side, and there you will need to search out Bangkok and join their session. So there you can even join by audio and video, and then Near can let you in, and you can have a discussion.
Sure.
So up to 20 people can join there, and say more sort of Zoom, all hands call, that type of thing. I do have one additional thing to add, or ask even. So all the 3 speakers talked a lot about how to engage with the business side, how to really bring the group together. I think one of the things that's important and not to be forgotten is also to not just look at the macro level and really the organization and the different departments, but also look at the micro level and look at the individuals. So it makes sense to, as a kickoff, and this can be specifically within the UX team, but maybe across the whole team who will be working on the project, to really have a few questions like, what is it that you want to learn from this, or what is the what do you see as the most important asset that you will be bringing to the team, and what are the things that you are looking forward to? Just like a few things that are personal, which also helps frame the whole thing on an individual level for the participants themselves in the project, and also can be a good framing. So to start the project with this and to end the project with it, or also, so have it in a repository somewhere, and then go back when the project is done. Okay, so Michelle, you mentioned that you wanted to learn more about, I don't know, voice interfaces. Have you been able to do that? Yes. Okay, then like just to really bring it to a personal micro level as well. Jesse, anything from your side?
Just yeah, I think it was great, and I think that the IT side of the equation needs to be also taken into account. Often the IT and the business don't always speak the same language, or have different or actually different constraints. Maybe IT doesn't have the budget and business does, and so this kind of kickoff can really bring those 2 camps together and smooth out some of what might be a rough patch later if they weren't included from the get-go. So both sides, I would say, need to be included from the start. And that's just my 2 cents. Thank you very much.
So guys, thank you very much for this. Great job on managing the 3 speakers fully perfectly on time. I have added, this is something that you can call out also in the session, but I'm also mentioning here to everyone that we have created a poll in the polls. So on the right side between chats and people, you see polls, and there you can go to Bangkok and just speak your mind on what you think, how this worked. And if you want to see these presentations shared, then again, I think that you should go to the session, and there I saw some things being shared already here. Also, you can potentially ask for some context there and reach out for specifically these documents. I'm sure that Nir and team will be able to help you out.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
See you guys session.
Thank you both.
All right. So
Enjoy.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
for your
for having us here.
presentation.
Talk later.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Ciao. Bye.